Tian-He, the young heir of a wealthy merchant, marries the beautiful Si-Han, but during the ceremony the groom is plagued by spooky omens, so that he does not get to see his first wedding night, falling victim to a ghost. His childhood friend Fuxing comes to town for his funeral and insists on staying at his father's house. There he meets Tian's bride, who behaves very strangely. Trying to figure out what really happened to his friend, Fuxing step by step gets closer to the answer. The once popular genre of the folk detective, which was quickly born and even faster became one of the top box office records of 2022 to 2023, has already lost a significant part of its audience by the year 2024. But this decline in popularity has almost nothing to do with the quality of the films themselves. Viewers got simply tired of the monotony of both plots and directorial methods on which such movies are based. Doll Bride did not change the general downward trend, but this does not mean that the movie is bad. On the contrary, it is a very strong representative of its genre, for which its creators should not be ashamed. Overall, Doll Bride will do well for those who are just starting to get acquainted with this trend in Chinese online cinema. On the one hand, the movie falls very clearly into its standards and templates. On the other hand, it plays them off perfectly, is made quite honestly, and at its core is a sad and touching story about human vices. Diving into the investigation, Fuxing uncovers a dark story that took place in the city 10 years ago, when the main beauty of the city, Su Lian, died a tragic death. Apparently, it is her ghost that takes revenge on its inhabitants, but as we know, there is no place for supernatural events in Chinese cinema, so the solution will be without any mysticism. Those who watch not only Asian movies, will notice certain similarities between Doll Bride and the Italian drama Melina, which turned Monica Bellucci into a real star in her time. There you have the obsession of a teenager with an adult woman, and the hard story of the transformation of the queen of men's hearts into a slave to their primal desires. In a couple of places director Liu Chun even allows himself visual quotations, like the scene in which men's hands with lighters and matches immediately reach for Su Lian, who is taking a cigarette in her lips. We can't judge to what extent such references are acceptable. After all, it's always been quite normal for Chinese mainstream cinema to feed on Western masterpieces, especially since here this story is quite organically reassembled in the form of an atmospheric detective story with a lot of creepy scenes and a great cast. The authors gathered talented young actresses and reinforced them with veterans of Chinese online cinema. If this movie had come out 2 years ago, it would surely have been a box office hit.